Good morning. It's Saturday morning, and we're all so excited to see you. And it's the 14th, and we're all, getting stuck inside. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about how do you stay on track with your nutrition while being stuck inside? And some of us are already usually stuck inside. But here's the deal. Things are changing for everybody. And so when your routine changes, I'm going to move this one. When your routine changes, it can throw things for a whirlwind. And so if you're used to being at work and now you're at home, that's a big change. If you're used to being home without all the kids, like if they're usually at school and now they're all going to be home, that's a big change. If you're not used to being home at all, like just because you're usually out and about, all of this is a big change, right? And when you have change, sometimes like when you get into routines that work and then you like change everything, it's hard to figure it out, right? And same with like if you were going on vacation or whatever, and people, including myself, will start to think differently, like, oh, it's a free-for-all, like, oh, I get to do this and this and this, and it's a special occasion, right? And when you start thinking that way, things will blow up in your face pretty darn quickly. Trust me, I've been there. I know it. We just had the holidays. And guys, people are just starting to get into their groove with their nutrition, and then something big happens to them. But I am here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. You can 100% stay on track. It is really more of a mindset thing than it is anything else. And if you get your mind right, you'll be completely fine and still be making progress towards your goals. Okay? So, I'm just gonna dive into what I was going, like the things I was gonna say here. So let me pull up my notes. I'm gonna give you some tips, and then I'm also gonna ask you to help me brainstorm some ideas. So at the end, I'm going to ask you for some brainstorm ideas. So let me give you the topic. Okay, the topic is, for you to brainstorm throughout this, is what can we do with our kids throughout the day that also is in line with social distancing? All right, so start brainstorming that because I really want to get some ideas going. I'll be posting it later too. What can we do with our kids, maybe outside or whatever, that also is in line with social distancing? So think of some things. All I could think of at first was hiking. Go hiking. Okay, so that's one. So I already checked that one. Don't write it down. I already got it. That's mine. All right, so I gotta tell you something though. Over the last couple days, seeing all the pictures of the grocery stores completely whacked out and nothing left, I also am seeing pictures of parents, and I'm not judging here, okay? I'm just giving you a little awareness of something that you need to keep your eye on for yourself and for me, right? Just because the kids are home for 2 weeks doesn't mean we should load up our grocery carts with chips and Doritos and Oreos and soda. So we have to keep in mind something really, really important. The whole reason for the kids to be home is to keep everybody healthy, right? And if we're going to be loading them up every day with tons of junk food and ice cream and all that stuff, right? Then we're not going to be increasing their chances of staying healthy, nor our own chances of staying healthy. So just remember the reasons why we are staying home and why we are doing social distancing, and try to keep your family healthy from the inside out, right? We have a ton of choices. So here's tip number one. We have a ton of choices with what we do and what we have and the tools we have to help our kids really get into cooking and baking and having fun with food at home, by also being healthy. So what I'm saying is, go on Beachbody blog, right? There are millions of recipes that are super amazing. But also, and have your kids get into this, like have them looking up recipes and having fun. Guys, the schools really I mean, you can fight back with me with anything I'm saying, but the schools don't teach nutrition very well, okay? My daughter just came home from school last year during a health class and told me that the teacher was making them watch vegan videos, right? So like, and I'm not saying anything bad about vegan, but they really don't have like a really good sense of how to teach balanced, healthy nutrition, right? We have that tool. We have 2B Mindset. We have Ultimate Portion Fix, and they teach healthy, balanced nutrition, right? So we have Fixate Cooking Show. My kids are in love with this show. If you show it to them, it's like watching the Food Network all day, right? Like, instead of putting the Food Network on where they're doing cake wars, put on Fixate and watch like these beautifully made delicious recipes from a chef and from Autumn, who are like moaning over the food just like they do on the Food Network, but you know that they're healthy foods, right? And they have treats in there too. So if you're going to have your kids do any baking or whatever, a couple tips there is to go on to Fixate, find something healthier, like a healthier option, right? Instead of buying bags of food already prepared that is loaded with bad, not bad, but yeah, like hand manufactured sugar and manufactured food that's like full of chemicals. And like, find something on Fixate or in the Beachbody blog, and find something that's a little more healthy that the kids can get into, right? Then also keep in mind how many people are in your family. So here's the thing, when it comes to me, I'm home all day normally, so this isn't totally different for me, but I will say I used to work full-time and I used to be away from the home all the time. And I found when I came home, it was harder to stay on track. So what I had to do is change my mindset around, oh, I'm home, I don't have to meal prep, I don't have to meal plan, I can just go into the kitchen and eat whatever I want. I had to like kind of pull it back and kind of start doing things I used to do when I worked, right? So meal planning, meal prep, these are all very, very, very important. But also when you're home, things can be in sight, in mind instead of out of sight, out of mind. But I want you to start thinking out of sight, out of mind. So when you do make these meals, or you do make a treat from Fixate or something like that, keep in mind the amount of servings that are in your family and how much you're going to make. So if you're going to make, let's say, a chocolate cupcake with your kids, try to only make 6 chocolate cupcakes instead of 12, right? So that the other 6 aren't sitting in your pantry or fridge staring at you. If you have 2 fridges, if you have a fridge in the kitchen and a fridge in the garage, put anything, any treats or anything that you made out in the garage fridge, right? So out of sight, out of mind. Other things is, I love this. Jesse does this a lot when he's home, and I love it, love it, love it. Such a good idea for you and the kids, for everybody, to like stay healthy, to have good snacks around, and any of these things, is he makes a veggie tray. So he grabs his veggies, he cuts them up and kind of like puts it in a dish or a container, right? And in your fridge, this is so key, put it right where you see it when you open up the fridge. So when you're like grazing or trying not to graze, but you're still doing it, because we all have the habit of walking into the kitchen, just opening the fridge to see what's in there all the time, right? Like way more than we should. Maybe we should put a big fat sticky note on the fridge. Like, is it really time to eat? Are you really hungry, right? Have some water. So anyway, the other thing you can do is open up the fridge and make sure that that veggie tray, veggies, fresh, which by the way, if you go to the grocery store, it's loaded with fresh veggies. Like, that's not out of stock. Everything else is out of stock, but the fresh veggies aren't. So open your fridge and have them right there in front of you, so that you can just, if you're gonna graze on those raw cut veggies, red pepper, cucumber, tomatoes. Like, find the veggies that you like and put them right there in front of you. Okay. I love that tip. I love that tip. So I got to tell you a story about my kids when it comes to the fridge. We noticed it when Gavin, my second one, when he was little, he used to go into the fridge all the time by himself. He was like under 2, right? And he just became this like addict of cheese sticks. Always wanted cheese sticks. When we were out, asked for cheese sticks. At home, asked for cheese sticks. And I said to Jesse, we gotta stop getting this kid to eat so much cheese. Like, when is he gonna eat some veggies? Or like, we gotta get this cheese thing nipped in the butt, right? Because you could definitely overload on cheese. So we decided that we were just being stupid. The reason why he was eating cheese so often is because we had a drawer in our fridge. It was like the long drawer. You'd open up the fridge and there was a long drawer at the bottom of the fridge. And that's where we kept the cheese sticks. It was the only spot in the fridge he could reach. He would open the doors, he would open the drawer and stick his little hand up in there, grab what he could, and then went and eat it. That literally what we did is we took the cheese sticks out. That's all we did. We took the cheese sticks out, we put them on the top shelf, we put little mini carrots in that area that he could reach, and we didn't say a darn word to him. We didn't say you can't have a cheese stick. We didn't say any of that. And all of a sudden, he turned into a carrot monster. All he wanted was carrots. That's it. That's all he wanted. The only reason he switched is because it's what he could reach. So keep that story in mind and really use it for yourself and the rest of the family. If you want them to eat veggies, if you want them to eat healthy snacks, you just need to have it in their face. Literally. If your kids come home from school and now, like if they're playing outside or if they're, before lunch, they're starting to get hungry, but it's not lunchtime yet. If you just put a veggie tray out on your island, just put it out there, right? Right when you know that they're going to start wanting to eat, maybe it's 2:00 in the afternoon. Just put the veggie tray out on the island. They'll start eating veggies when they don't even want to eat veggies. Same with you. You'll do the same thing. So think about different ways you can just put the food in place, put it in front of your face, even if you don't want it. Did you ever go to a birthday party and the food wasn't out yet, but the only thing out was a veggie tray, and you didn't want the veggie tray, but you just started munching on the veggies? Like, just without even thinking about it, you're standing there and you're talking to people and you're like eating a carrot. You don't even like carrots. You're like, oh, it's a carrot, but it's in my hand, it's in front of me, I'm going to eat it, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you just have to have it in sight, right? So it just takes a little bit of foresight to do that. So I love that tip from Jessie. Okay, other ones. Don't stop meal planning. Don't stop meal prepping. And now you can get your kids into it a little bit if you want. And if not, I get it. Sometimes I'm just like, kids, get out of the freaking kitchen, okay? Let me do my thing. You're driving me nuts. If that's the case, I totally get it. Do some of your extra food prep when you're making dinner. So I'm already in the kitchen, I'm already cutting things up, I'm already cooking. Let me cook this thing for lunch tomorrow. Or let me make extra oatmeal so it's already made and in the fridge. Just any of those things while you're already doing it. Because you're basically multiplying your time there, right? By doing two things at once. Okay, so other ideas. Crock-pot meals. Crock-pot meals are great because you sit them on your counter. You don't even have to cook dinner then. It's just there, and it makes the house smell amazing all day long. But if that's going to trigger you to eat, maybe don't do the crock-pot meals. But I have a whole list of crock-pot meals for you if you would like. It's my little gift for you today. It's a 5-day meal plan made of crock-pot meals. There's breakfast, lunch, and dinner on there. So I will send it to you. Wherever I post this, I'll put it underneath that. Okay, stick to a plan. We talked about that. So meal prep, meal plan, and stick to a plan. This might be a great time to review your nutrition course, To Be Mindset or Ultimate Portion Fix, because you're going to be home. So you can review some of the lessons and do it with your kids. I already talked about if the kids are going to bake, use Fixate recipes. If your neighbors are cool with getting food from you, make the servings for your family, and then if there's extra servings, give it to your neighbors. Blah, blah, blah. By the way, we have neighbors who do that with us all the time. They are always bringing us extra desserts over, and then I always thought they were like super, super sweet. They still are. But when we talk to them, we realize they're giving us their extras because they didn't want to eat the whole thing. They didn't want it around their house. I was like, well, that's cool. I'm still not offended. You can still bring the stuff over. So anyway, keep that in mind. What was the other thing I wrote on here? Da, 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 da. Figure out. Oh, I'm going to share one more thing with you before I'm done. Stay healthy from the inside out. Okay, one more thing. After dinner, just let everybody know the kitchen's closed. Like, let the kids know kitchen's closed. Dinner's done. You ate your dinner. Kitchen's closed. You can't have any more. Close your kitchen. Turn the lights off in your kitchen. If your kitchen's attached to your family room or whatever, if it's open concept, just turn the lights off in the kitchen and be like, kitchen's done. Like, no more going to the kitchen. We talked about grazing. Visual cues are big, and I wasn't joking about that. If you have like a big sticky note or whatever, remind yourself of things that you could be doing other than grazing. Like, usually when we graze, it's out of habit. We just walk into the kitchen and we walk out of the kitchen. We're not really hungry. Maybe we need some water. So like, you can put like a big sticky note. Did you drink 20 ounces of water? Like, drink 20 ounces of water before opening this door. Like, something, right? Something to give you a visual cue and reminder. Then you don't have to rely on your own memory, which, by the way, if you're a mom, you probably don't have much memory left. Okay, so lastly, I wrote on here, figure out a schedule with your family. If your kids are home and things are a little different, or even if you don't have kids, it's just you and your husband or spouse or friend or mom or dad or whatever, things are probably still different. So if you can give yourself a schedule to stick to, that you've worked out together through these days that are slightly different than normal, then it's going to be super helpful. I'm going to pull up this picture that Jessie gave me. I'm going to share it with you. I thought it was really cool. And we're probably going to work with our kids in this fashion. Can you see this? Okay, so it says COVID-19 daily schedule. Now, you don't have to be as strict, but keep in mind, like, kids are used to going to school and they're used to a schedule like this, right? Kids, people at work are used to more of a block schedule. So if you can put together a block schedule for you and your family to follow, it would be really like your time's gonna just be very effective. Versus, did you ever have like a week off of work or school and you don't have a schedule, and at the end of the week you're like, where the heck did the week go? I didn't get anything done, right? But if you follow a schedule like this, you'll find you'll get a lot done. So it just says wake up, eat breakfast, make your bed, get dressed, put PJs in laundry, right? Morning walk. Everybody goes for a walk. Maybe do yoga if it's raining. Academic time. It says no electronics, do Sudoku books, flashcards, study guide, journal, reading, whatever. Creative time, you can do Legos, what does this say? Drawing, crafting, play music, cook or bake, etc., right? Then there's lunch. Right after lunch, there's chore time. Wipe down all kitchen and chairs, wipe all the floors, light switches, and desktops. Wipe both bathrooms, sinks, and toilets, because, there's a reason why we're being shut in right now. Quiet time. Maybe that's reading, puzzles, take a nap. Love this time. Nap time is huge for me. By the way, if there's not a drool mark on my pillow, it hasn't been a good nap, right? I need the drool mark. Academic time is next. I literally do take a picture of my drool mark after taking a 20-minute nap and send it to my husband. I'm like, good nap, right? Academic time. This is when, like, a lot of the schools are sending their kids home with their iPads or laptops, or just giving them assignments at home. This is like academic time with electronics, iPad games, Prodigy, educational show. Like, you can do something more electronic use with education use. And then afternoon fresh air, go for a walk, play with the dog, play outside. And then there's dinner, and then free TV time. I love this. It says bedtime, all kids, and then it also has a later bedtime. It says all kids who follow the daily schedule and don't fight. Either one, but however you want to do it. But this is inspiration for you to make your own block schedule. And if you do this, your days are going to go way much more like just easy flowing, right? And it'll help us too, because we're constantly going to our phones trying to read the latest news. Like, if we give ourselves only a small amount of time to look at the news, trust me, news is just, it's the same news all day long. It just repeats itself constantly with different people saying the same stuff. So if you just give yourself the same kind of schedule and yourself time to be on electronics and time not to be on electronics, you'll find that the kids will follow suit. But if you are doing this and drill sergeant, like with your family, and then you're on your phone the entire time, which I am definitely guilty of this, checking the news constantly, wanting to know what's up to date, then your kids are not going to do the things that you want them to do as well. So try to find a schedule that everybody can stick to and get them to do some of the extra things. It's going to take a lot of patience, guys. It's going to take a lot of patience, but we can do this. We are super moms, super women. We can totally do this. And if you don't have kids at home, you can still do this schedule, right? Still do a block schedule for you, and you'll find that your time is being used so effectively, and that you can stay better on track with your nutrition as well. So it's all intertwined. And guys, get outside. If you're in the Northeast, like, we're getting some beautiful days. So get outside as much as you can. And if the days aren't beautiful, wrap yourself up and get outside anyway, because being outside is going to help in so many ways. Lastly, one last thing. If you're not working out should be on this time schedule. Working out will help you relieve any stress that you have. It'll help you manage your anxiety, and it'll help you stay on track with your nutrition. So get into working out. And speaking of that, right when I get off the call here at 8:45, we're going to be doing a workout together. So we're all going to be doing the sample of 10 rounds, which is boxing and lifting program, and the workout's about half an hour. So if you don't know how to access it, go to Beachbody On Demand. Even if you don't have an account, you can create a free account and go to 10 rounds, and the sample will be right there for you to try. So I'm super excited to do that with you. Okay, let's go to the chat and let's go over the assignment that I gave you guys. Amy said, make Play-Doh by scratch. Yes! I love that. Make Play-Doh by scratch. You can just Google the recipe. It's easy. Lots of people do it. And you can play around with the different colors. Liz said, make slime. I don't love that one as much, but but you can still do it. What if your child is not home and is at college, so it's just you? Same things. Do the block scheduling. Maybe you can I think FaceTime. Colleges are shutting down. Are they going home or are they staying there, Rebecca? I'm not sure. Are you still on here? You're still on here. But anyway, FaceTiming with your child as much as possible, because they want some interaction with their family. So do as much as you can to do things on FaceTime. You can do fun games on FaceTime. Like, there's tons of different like board games and stuff that you can download to your phone, and you could literally play a game on FaceTime with your student at college, right? And I know that sounds childish, but it's not. It's going to give them such peace to be able to do fun, like, childish games with you while they're at home. You'd have to Google different games, but I know you can do it. So you could literally prop up your phone and play a board game with them as if they're right there, which is pretty cool. Do certain things like that with your kids in college so that you're interacting with them on the daily. And then everything else I talked about, you can do at home without kids as well. Jesse said clean the basement because he's dying to do it. Go through the kids. Yes, we're doing a lot of spring cleaning stuff at home. We're going through the kids' clothing. We're swapping out the sizes. We're figuring out what stuff they need for summer. We're doing some online shopping, and we're going to be cleaning the basement as much as possible. Teach them to block schedule. Encourage them to use your Beachbody. Oh, yeah. So your kids at college, encourage them to use your Beachbody On Demand. So you guys can do a workout together. Your kids at college, use the virtual gym. Ask your coach if you don't know what that is. Have them log into your account. You guys could do a workout together right there on the virtual gym with everybody else. So which will also encourage block scheduling, because they'll have to get on at the same time as you. So encourage them to do a full program with you. If they're going to be off for 2 weeks, and you like, encourage people to do these programs with us. a lot of us are starting 10 rounds on Monday. And so what a great time to be doing an at-home program with your significant others, with your children, whoever. Ask other people to be accountable partners with you. I just did a post this morning. Go check it out, comment on it. And I wrote, I need some accountability partners to start on Monday with me. Now's the time to get into a fitness routine at home. So use your Beachbody On Demand to its fullest right now, especially. Jesse said lock them outside and have some adult time. We'll see about that. All right, so guys, thank you so much for all of these amazing ideas. Yeah, Amy said it's such an amazing time to teach your kids and teens how to effectively handle difficult times. And even though we're doing social distancing, even though we're supposed to be like staying away from people have an innate urge to want to be with others in times of crisis, in times of emergency. And we have a really amazing opportunity here, because this couldn't happen at a better time when people can FaceTime, they can get together like this virtually. And even though you can't like touch them and give them a hug, talking to people face to face is going to help so many people. So the more you can get people in front of each other through virtual ways, working out, talking, playing games, you're going to uplift, encourage, and help a lot of people go through any kind of anxiety or depression that they might be going through. So keep that in mind. Love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for all the ideas. And please share this video with anybody. Thank you so much. Bye.